Peace and love, children of the sun. So today we're going to talk about, is there a gay hip-hop agenda? Okay, because on VH1 Love and Hip Hop, you had Mimi coming out, you had K. Michelle, you had Jocelyn Hernandez, you had Moniece from Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, you had the two gay boys from Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, you had Carly Red. Then you go to Fox, you got Empire, they just had the gay marriage on there. Even on the show Star, you had the guy Lawrence from the Real Housewives of Atlanta on there. And now he is a transsexual on the show Star. And the boy catches his daddy sleeping with him. Then you go to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. First they said that they had a little discussion on the vacation trip and they was talking about being lesbian or whatever. And they was like, oh, maybe one day I might try, but I'm not going to dip into them waters. Then by that next season, you had a situation with Candy and Portia. And then now Cynthia comes out. So this is something that they're pushing on the black community. And the reason why is if you have homosexual acts, you don't have the procreation of a black child being born. And this is a form of population control. For years in movies, they always made the black man wear a dress or seem like a weaker, flamboyant homosexual to get into the minds of these young boys to not only think it's acceptable, but to also break us down. If they only show us as slaves or show us as being weaker homosexuals, because not all homosexuals are flamboyant and feminine, you know, that makes you think that that's all you are. That makes you think that you're weaker. And it also makes you accept things the more and more you see it. It's just like listening to the radio. You hear the same whack songs over and over, over and over. Eventually, they get in your head. You start singing the songs. Now you in the club popping bottles, drinking, and the song comes on. You're actually dancing to the song. You don't even really like the song. So that's what's going on, man. It's a form of population control. You know what I mean? We are the stronger race. I read where they said that India and some of the Spanish countries are going to be overpopulated, but they don't have Africa listed. You know, they wiped out 33.6 people, 33.6 million, I should say, in Africa with HIV. We found out that they're also getting us with vaccinations, giving us diseases, you know, and you see what happened with the whole Ebola, you know what I'm saying? So this is a form of population control. If you look up something called the Georgia Guide Stones, there's these two stones that are in Georgia, and they wrote down their agenda for population control. Just look that up, you know what I'm saying? Now, as far as the whole androgynous male and female, this has been going on for a long time, since the 80s with rock and roll. People like Prince, Rick James, World Class Wrecking Crew. You know, black people been dressing freaky. You know what I'm saying? The rock and roll groups been doing that, wearing makeup and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Just now it's going on in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Men are wearing purses. It started with the skinny jeans, then the nose rings, then the hair dye. Now they wearing nail polish. You know what I'm saying? First Frank Ocean came out, Little B came out, then McConan came out. Then you got Tyler the Creator. He came out. Jaden Smith comes out. You even got Justin Bieber trolling, talking about, hey, Jaden, I thought you were my boyfriend. You got people like Young Thug and 6ix9ine trolling. I don't think they were really gay. They were just trolling. But, you know, you got Lil Pump running around with a purse and nail polish now. You know, first Little Peep was out here wearing nail polish and wearing pink and doing feminine stuff. You know what I'm saying? So this is something they've been pushing. You know what I'm saying? Is there an agenda? Possibly. You know, every election, there's something that's going on with gay rights. First, it was the marriage rights, which they got that. Then it was the transsexuals being able to go in public restrooms. They got that. Now they're trying to take away the don't tell, don't ask in the military. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a form of them making us accept something and also a form of population control. I believe there's two agendas. You know what I'm saying? As far as the androgynous part, that goes back to the Baphomet, the goat. You know, it's a male goat, but it also has breasts. It has the sun and the moon representing the solar and the lunar, as above, so below, and this unification and this perfect being, which is male and female or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that goes back to the Lemurian age and things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? But the goat is not the devil. It represents Capricorn. And in Egypt, it represents best or thought. You know what I'm saying? It represents Eshu, Elegua, or Papa Legba if you're into Yoruba Ifa. You know what I'm saying? It represents Dionysus and Kronos as well, you know what I'm saying? But the god Pan, even though Cyrus is the green man with the horns, which is the nature god, but mainly Pan, you know what I'm saying? So that's what you got going on. I remember Miley Cyrus said, maybe it was on Twitter or something like that, that she was a pansexual. So I looked that up, found out that that's someone who will sleep with a transsexual. You know what I'm saying? Call it a pansexual. So that's what's going on, man. And no, the Baphomet is not the devil. You know what I'm saying? It represents Saturn. It represents Capricorn. You know what I'm saying? As far as the devil, there's no description of the devil in the Bible. In the Garden of Eden, it was a snake, but that snake really represents Ouroboros going into the house of Virgo. Eve represented Virgo, you know what I'm saying? And then Lucifer actually is the planet Venus. Venus is represented by the Aquarian age and Virgo, and that's where that feminine energy is coming from. Venus is the morning star, or phosphorus. You could go look that up, you know what I'm saying? And when they mention Lucifer, it's only one time in the Bible, and it's associated with a king of Babylon. You know what I'm saying? Back in the days, they used to have kings represented by planets, you know what I'm saying? Far as Saturn or Saturn, the Jews used to do their worship on Saturn Day, which is Saturday, the Sabbath. That's why you have the Shabbatical goat, you know what I'm saying? So that's what that's representing. And Saturn is represented by the 6-point star. Sometimes I call myself King Saturn. Why? Because I'm Capricorn and I'm GD and we represent the 6-point star. It's not for no Illuminati. It's just because I'm proud to be Capricorn. You know what I'm saying? And once again, the goat is not the devil. Lucifer is not the devil. And Saturn is actually Satan. You know what I mean? Or the dark god or the dark one or the dark planet. And once again, Satan really isn't the devil. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about planets. You know what I mean? And the word Satan is also in the Bible associated with a 7-headed, 10-horned beast, which they're actually talking about 7 continents and 10 governments. And that's where you come into the Illuminati and these families that rule and govern over the world. And really all they do is control the money. You know what I'm saying? Illuminati really isn't something bad. When they talk about a new world order and they talk about doing away with religion, they're actually talking about a beef that goes way back with them and the Catholic Church, because the Pope actually banned the Knights of Templar after he used them to go do the raids during the 8 Crusades. You know what I'm saying? And then they try to say, oh, they worship the goat of Mendes. And that's how they came up with this image saying, oh, it represents the devil and it's banned. But really, it was the Pope going against the Knights of Templar. You know what I'm saying? So when they're talking about New World Order and the pyramid missing the capstone until they fix their mission, they're talking about unifying everything under one religion. They say that there's going to be this false prophet who's going to restore a false temple in Israel and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? But in reality, they're trying to do away with these religions. People have been fighting for thousands of years for land that really ain't even their land, you know what I'm saying? And all these religions is messed up in the first place and they've been corrupted, so why not do away with them, you know what I'm saying? But as far as the devil and you thinking that there's a devil out there, all of that is just foolishness, you know what I'm saying? We all have knowledge of right or wrong. We all have discernment. We all have the gift of discernment, you know what I'm saying? And we all have the devil and God within us, which is your higher self and your lower self. But actually thinking that there's a goat that's under the world and he's just waiting to take over, that's false. Even the description of hell came from the poet Dante. You know what I'm saying? Most of the middle of the Bible is written by philosophers like Shakespeare. You know what I'm saying? The Old Testament, they try to say came from Moses or Osarseph or Moshe or Thutmoses, whatever you want to call him. You know what I'm saying? But that was false. It came from 4 different authors with the initials J, D, E, and P. And also, you find the 10 Commandments in Egypt. Just like the Ark of the Covenant, you find that in Egypt. Just like Jesus, he has the same 33 names as Horus, you know what I'm saying, the sun god. So it's really the Egyptian religion just changed around, you know what I'm saying? And as far as Horus is concerned, you know what I mean? And this whole, oh, I'm covering my eye and that's the Illuminati. Masons don't do that, you know what I'm saying? I can tell you that because I've been initiated and I know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? Masons ain't doing that. So this whole music industry, everybody's saying this person's Illuminati. You can only be Illuminati if you're a Mason. And none of these people are Masons. So they're just in some type of fraternal group or some type of frat or music industry group, and that's the way they identify each other. You know what I'm saying? As far as the eye of Horus, people thinking it represents the sun and whatnot, it really represents the brain, and it represents 6 senses, you know what I'm saying? And if anybody knows, the third eye is like the pineal gland or the ajna, you know what I'm saying? So we're talking about brain and third eye, you know what I mean? And being aware, you know what I'm saying? But as far as Masons, Masons ain't walking around doing this. Sorry to let you know that. So every time you click on these videos or whatever, you ain't doing nothing but making the person rich who made that video, because they're getting paid off those views, you know what I'm saying? But I could tell you that Black Masons definitely ain't doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? When I joined the Masons, I already knew about them. I read plenty of books on it and warnings about it. You know what I'm saying? But I was looking to see who is the Illuminati. Where are they at? You know what I'm saying? And I can tell you Black Masons ain't the Illuminati. It was like a waste of time for me. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much Masons are just getting knowledge that came from Black folks in the beginning, and it's just being resold to us. How are you going to sell us our own knowledge that was stolen from us? You know what I'm saying? And that's all I could tell you guys on this lesson without going into deep with it. You know what I'm saying? The feminine energy, the Aquarian age is represented by Virgo, you know what I'm saying, and Venus. Venus being Luciferian. Far as the emasculation of the Black male and making us look like weak and flamboyant and this, that, and the third, you know what I'm saying? That's a form of population control. So there may be two different agendas that they got going on, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of these people are trolling. I don't believe they're homosexuals in real life, you know what I'm saying? Another thing, far as like these cartoons that your children is watching, this been going on since Disney. You know, since Walt Disney. In the backdrops, they used to have stuff in the backgrounds. You know, you slow it down, you'll see it. You know, they was putting stuff in the subconscious of the children. You look at Sesame Street, they had Bert and Ernie, they had Elmo, you know, and then, you know, you move on to SpongeBob. Even Frozen, they was going to come back with a part 2 and make one of the sisters lesbian. You know what I'm saying? So this is something that they've been pushing in our kids' minds. You got to monitor what your children are watching. The Teletubbies, all kind of stuff. You know, you got to monitor what your children are watching. I don't have a problem with gay people. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any gay friends. I have 3 children myself. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I don't judge. You know, working in warehouses, I worked around a lot of women that were studs, you know, and I spoke to a couple of them. I mean, they're just normal, just like us, you know what I'm saying? You never know somebody's situation or whatever. But far as if you don't want your children seeing something, just explain to them what it is at an early age so they don't try to discover on their own. When you try to hide stuff from children, that's when they go trying to discover stuff, you know. But like they say, a lot of them believe they're born this way, so you should be able to see the signs early. You know, it is what it is. If your child is that way, I wouldn't discommunicate yourself or disown your child or nothing like that. That's still your child at the end of the day, and that's the problem with a lot of these parents out here. You know, they use this religion and tradition to, you know, disown their children, and that's not right. You know, if your child is that way, if the Bible is all about love and God is love and he's the spirit of love and the word Yahweh means love, create, and give, how can you say that a person can't love something of the same gender, same race, same sex, whatever it is? Because love is just a feeling. You get the same feeling when you eat a box of chocolates, supposedly. You know, it's just like with a dog. We bought my daughter a dog. That dog bites and barks at everybody except for me and my daughter, because we're the one that feed them and bathe them. You know, it's the same thing. If a person doesn't get no love from these dudes because she may not be so attractive or she may be overweight or whatever the case may be, and then she goes and gets love from a female, how can you tell her that that's not true love? You know what I mean? If she never experienced it from the opposite sex. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about using a Bible as a source of hate to tell somebody they're an abomination and they're a sin and they're going to die and go to hell, which I've witnessed a person tell that to people, you know, that's wrong. You know, oh, God destroyed the whole city. Okay, where's your proof? You know, it says, oh, you shouldn't lay with beasts or whatever. And they took it as, oh, you shouldn't lay with other men or whatever the case may be. They're using the 10 Commandments. But like I say, the 10 Commandments didn't come from where y'all said it came from. You know what I mean? It came from a totally different source. All of these things have been changed over time. Even the red writing in the Bible, that's in the red, and they said Jesus said it, that's false. That's called the Q doctrines or Quail doctrines, and it was written by poets. And it means that it's divinely inspired, and Jesus would have said something similar to that. He didn't actually say it. So if we're going to use the Bible as a source you got to come with a better source. The only thing I should say that you can use is science, because you can't procreate when you're not in a heterosexual relationship. But as far as like using the Bible to say anything to anyone, it's not a credible source. Even in Islam, you know, in these countries, they're killing homosexuals, you know, but at the end of the day, they'll allow someone to live over there if they had the operation. That's a contradiction in itself. And I watched a documentary on TV where they were showing this. So they have Arabs over there that were once men that are women, and it's accepted in Islam. So how can you say, okay, if they're gay and they stay with the penis, that's wrong, but if they cut the penis off, that's acceptable? That's a contradiction, man. So y'all got to come with a better source other than these religions, man. Point blank, period. You know what I mean? Peace and love to everyone. I forgot to mention, the word lesbian comes from Lesbos and the island of Lesbos. And back in the day, they used to send women to this island to prepare them to be married to men, but they would be prepared by other women. So they would practice having sex with women, okay? And even in the Greek and the Roman days, most of these men had a man and a woman. Even in the movie Troy, Brad Pitt had this guy, they were saying that was his cousin, but in reality, that was his lover. Even in the movie Alexander, he was cheating on his wife with this transsexual Hindu guy. You know what I'm saying? This is something that's been going on since the Greek and Roman times, and we are living under the Roman eagle. That's why the eagle is on our flag. We are under the Roman eagle. We're in the fourth kingdom of Babylon. You know what I'm saying? This is the fourth Babylon. It went from, I believe it was Persia to Egypt to Greece to Rome, and we're under Rome. You know what I'm saying? So they're beginning to bring it back to those days, and that's what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? We're in Babylon, and anything goes in their book, you know?